From camping to emergency preparedness, Firemaple comes out with some amazing stuff. And today, we're taking a look at 2 new innovative Firemaple stoves. Let's check them out. All right, folks, welcome back. Now, you guys know I love Firemaple. I've reviewed their gear in the past. I have actually purchased it to review. My last recent review was this little Firemaple titanium stove, and I absolutely love this thing. I've used it a couple of times since then, just for boiling water, but this thing is awesome. So their gear is really well made and well thought out. Today I have 2 new ones, kind of innovative new style of stoves from them. And the first one is the Sunflower gas camping stove, and yes, it's kind of at an angle. We'll explain that in a minute. The second one is the Star X2 cooking system, and that's a whole cooking system for you. We're going to do some boil tests. I'm going to give you some info. I want to get this one set up first here. This is the Sunflower gas camping stove, and we're going to try it out. All right, so this is the Sunflower gas camping stove and heater. It's a 2-in-1 solution for efficient heating and versatile cooking. It's wind resistant because it uses infrared heat, okay? So you can cook in the winter outdoors and take a little chill off too as well. Thanks to the cutting edge infrared technology, you not only get powerful, consistent heat, but it's also naturally wind resistant. So like ice fishing expeditions, great camping trips, stuff like that. Even with precautions, something you can use indoors to cook. Now again, if you're going to use these indoors, please use them in a well-ventilated area. Do not use these inside tents, anything like that. Definitely handy enough to take with you bugging out. Small little dual-use item, and definitely a cool little thing. So what we're going to do is show you, first of all, this has 2 types of stands on the back. Now I did fire it up to make sure I got the gas in right, so I'm going to be careful handling it because it might be a little warm up top there. You can put it like this at an angle, and you'll notice it's got a little stand. You can put it flat and hang it up. It also has a tripod attachment on the bottom there, okay? So you can put this up on a tripod with care, like that, and heat that way. But here's the cool thing. If you want to use this as a stove, you have 2 more legs here. You fold that in, put it down just like that, and you've got yourself a stove. So what we're going to do is a quick 2-cup boil test on this, okay? And I wanted to show you, this comes with a really nice case. Really nice case, well protected in there and everything. So if you're in a cold environment and you might be bugging out in an emergency, or you need to cook in an emergency, that's very, very handy. So what we're going to do is do a 2-cup boil test. I am going to turn it on for you here. You won't be able to see it right away until it heats up. There we go. It is lit, okay? I don't know if the light's on top will, but you can see the red starting to glow there. So we're going to do a 2-cup boil test here and try this out real quick. I've got 2 cups of water right here. And we're going to start our timer when I put this on. There we go. All right, see you when it's done. We're about 1 minute and 17 seconds in there. Just want to see how we're doing. Starting to get bubbles at the bottom. Very cool. All right, let it keep going. I am feeling, even cooking like this, I'm feeling the heat kind of radiating off on the sides, which is very, very handy. I know right now we're just getting into fall, and so we're still remembering the heat of summer. But this is a good time to start thinking about how you would use alternative heat, either in a bug-out situation where you're camped out somewhere, or with adequate ventilation, again, in your home. I don't know that I'd use this as a heater in my home unless I was sitting right there, you know? I would probably use a different heater, but this is definitely pretty cool. So let's give it a few more minutes and let it boil up. All right, so I think I'm going to catch this right before boiling. I know I'm starting to hear the noise and see the steam. Let's see what we got inside. Yep, we're boiling. I'm going to pause the timer quickly and show you up there. Rolling boil. Very cool. Let's get that off there. And you want to use heat-resistant gloves because you can see I just burned my gloves on that. This thing will get very, very hot. So let's turn it off. And I'll give you some minutes here. Show you how long it took. 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Boiling 2 cups of water. All right, so that is the Sunflower gas stove. Can be used as a heater with all the different angles we showed you, and it can be used for ordinary cooking like that. So I have water boiled on there. I could put a big pan on here, maybe make some food out of it. Definitely a cool little system. Let me get that out of the way. There we go, so you can see it. Now, this uses isobutane gas, of course. probably could use an adapter on it. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't tested it, but you probably could use an adapter and use butane or anything else. The materials on it are stainless steel, aluminum alloy, copper, and ceramics. The weight on it, 28.85 ounces. It's not light, but if you need a heater and a stove, you can do that. Definitely handy for those of you guys that camp in the extreme cold, or in an emergency if you're bugging out in extreme cold. That's awesome. You got a heater and you got a way to cook food. That's definitely cool. Unfolded, 7.1 by 6.6 by 4.9 inches unfolded, okay? Fold it up and in the case, you'll be 6.5, 4.5 by 3.2 inches. So 818 grams, like we said, or 28.85 ounces, 1.8 kilowatts of power. Definitely handy little thing and very innovative to have that ability to use it as a heater and a stove. Kind of reminds me of those Coleman heaters, you know, with the ceramic on it. And as you can see, boils water very well. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at the Star X2 cooking system. But I want to give you a price on the Sunflower. The Sunflower right now is $89.95. I do have a discount down below. If you follow the link and you search for Sunflower, you'll be able to get that discount. So you'll be able to save a little bit of money on it. I think it's like $9 or $10. I forget exactly how much. So you'll be saving some money. And you have a dual use item here, which is very cool. Let's take a look at the Star X2 cooking system next, because that's kind of cool and it boils water incredibly fast. All right, so we're back with now the Star X2 cooking system. These run about $70.95, and remember, I do have my discount down there, so you can use that, save some money. This is a personal cooking system with explosive boil times. It makes the ultimate camping and cook coffee maker. This thing is just so darn quick. You have the heat fins on the bottom in here, so you got a little bit of more thermal heat going up in there. I'm going to show you how to take it apart. It's very, very simple. Basically, you're just going to pull that little piece off the end, open it up, and it will automatically lock in place. To close it back up, there's a little button here you're going to push and close it, but we want it locked open. You do have a plastic lid. I've used stoves like this before. This is no problem. This will not melt. In here is a base for your propane. We're not going to be using this today because I'm using a larger than normal propane bottle, but isobutane. But this will fit your isobutane there on a stand. Nice and neat. It just won't fit the one I'm using today, but that's fine. You know, if you're using a smaller one or a regular size one, it will fit. Okay, you do have this. This is where this is a little different than other systems like this. This is a cooking grate, a pan holder type thing. You're able to cook on this without using this. So if you just want to use the bottom as a stove, you put this here and you can put a pan on top. Very, very handy, dual use. All right, so we get the main burner out of there. And of course, you've seen how these work before. You can either drop this in and lock it into place, or you drop this in right here, follow the tabs, twist it, and lock it into place. And it's locked in there. Now you will notice this does come with a little protective cover. You can choose to change it. I changed mine already because it had the green on, and personally I think that goes a little bit better in my environment here in the desert. All right, so you're going to open this piece up, and this tells you, you know, outdoors use only. Again, if you're using these indoors, you got to remember to be careful. You have to have adequate ventilation. In a normal home with decent height ceilings and all, you'll probably be just fine. But you definitely want a window cracked or something, so you definitely want to keep an eye on it and have a carbon monoxide detector handy. So as you see, I just screwed on the isobutane bottle. And you really don't need that base when you have a decent sized one. Okay, this does have its own piezo igniter. Okay, that's over here on the side. So let's turn it on. And there you go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to back the camera up a little bit so you can see the whole item. There we go. And we are going to put 2 cups of water in here and time it again and see how fast it is. I'm going to pour in the water. Okay. We're going to start it up. And start the timer. Go, timer, go. So there you go. Got the timer running. We got that going. Put the lid on. And let's see how long this one takes, because these are really quick. All right, we're boiling. I'm going to stop the timer. Wow, 1 minute, 59 seconds. Whoop. Let's get it back to stopwatch. That is insane. Under 2 minutes. I'm going to show you. There you go. That is crazy. I'm going to turn it down now. Or off, I should say. So there you go. Under 2 minutes by like 0.2 seconds. and I got a rolling boil on 2 cups of water. So this thing is super, super efficient. Let me give you a little info on it. Now, there are 4 colors on this. The camo comes with 2 covers. The black one comes with 3 different covers, including a black, orange, and a green cover, if you're interested in that one. They're made out of anodized aluminum, stainless steel, silicone, and copper. Your power on it, 2,200 watts or 7,500 BTUs. And the weight's a little bit lighter than the other stove. It's 630 grams or 22 ounces. Super fast boil times. Another neat feature of this is if I want to separate these now, this is cool and this is cool, so I can just kind of twist them and separate it, and I can hold it by this, even though the water is obviously still hot. So I definitely like that. So that is a neat little system as well. That's the Star X2 cooking system, and if you want quick boil times, if you're doing a trip where you say nothing but freeze-dried food, all right, you're going to do nothing but Mountain House, this is your best friend right here, and you can add a lot more, up to 1 liter of water here, and obviously it'll boil very quickly. So, like I said, 1 minute, 59 seconds, 0.59. So literally just under 2 minutes for a full rolling boil on this. So it's a pretty impressive system. So let's wrap everything up, and I'll tell you the final information. So these are just 2 of the new systems from Firemaple. They have their best-selling products right there. If you follow my link down below, you'll be able to go to the site and see what they have. If you need fast boil times, they're both fairly impressive. This was in around 3 minutes, and that was under 2. So definitely fast boil times. I did want to tell you that this does come with a stuff sack. This one here, so everything fits inside. Now, you will be able to put a regular sized propane canister in there. These are just a little bit bigger, so of course they'll fit in there, but you'll take up a whole lot of real estate. But if you have a smaller one, probably be a little easier to use, but they will fit in there. I don't want to drop it in there, obviously, because there's boiling water still in there. And I think these are both excellent products. You know, I've done a few Firemaple videos over the years, mostly of my own personal gear, like that little titanium stove. And I've been really, really impressed with the quality of their stuff. You guys have seen me use it in videos countless times. You've seen me test that one, the other stove that I had. I've been impressed with their stuff. It holds up. It works great. Never had any issues with it. It is a little bit more pricey than others because it's made well. Now, when you have a mission critical piece of gear and you're out in the wilderness and it fails on you, you're kind of stuck. Could you build a fire and cook your food over a fire? Sure, you could. But in my kind of situation, I'd have to hunt long and hard to find some good trees because I live in the desert. I'd be chopping down little bushes of cactus all day long or burning tumbleweeds. So having something like these is definitely a helpful thing with your preparation and survival. I would think even something like this, you know, if your whole preparedness plan as of now centers around freeze-dried food, man, you can't beat that. You just throw stuff in there, heat up soup, whatever you want. You can cook in that pot too, but you have this feature on the top here, so you can also add a pan to it as well and cook. You might get a little bit of a hot spot in the middle of your pan, but it's a bigger pan, you just move it around. Real simple to use. So those are the 2 new innovative camp stoves that I found from Firemaple. I will have my link down below for you guys to check out, as well as my discount code, which is of course Iridium242. So when you check out, use my code. You'll save a little bit of money on the items you're going to purchase, and I definitely think it's good stuff and ready to be used anywhere during any kind of emergency or regular camping trip. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out that link for these down below. Again, it'll go to their best-selling products, and you can search for either the Sunflower or the Star X2 there. I think the Star X2 is right on the first page, so you won't have any trouble finding that. You may have to search for that on the second page. I think they're well worth it. I think they're well made, and this thing's built like a tank. It's still warm from the test, but it's built like a tank. So I don't think you're going to have any issues with that thing falling apart on you anytime soon. And of course, these are very well made as well. You saw how quick the boil times were on that. That's really impressive. So definitely check them out. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store. These won't be in the store, okay? They're not on, they're only on Fiремaple's site. But if you check out our Amazon affiliate store and you bookmark that link and shop with it every time you use Amazon, we really do appreciate that. Doesn't cost an extra penny for you. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us bring you more cool, innovative gear. And that's how I end up reviewing stuff like this for you guys to see, because I purchase the stuff with the money that I get from Amazon, and you guys get to see it. So definitely check it out, okay? Our freeze-dried wholesalers link, save 15% on your order using my freeze-dried wholesalers link, okay? Click that link, shop. When you get to the end, you'll get that 15% discount just for using the link. Below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Again, an excellent company, Thrive Life. You've seen them reviewed on here multiple times, and you don't need to join anything. You can just buy the food and try it out. If you become a delivery customer where you get a delivery every month automatically, for whatever you choose from $50 up, you will get some incredible discounts, and you can even also become a consultant and resell the product to your friends and family or your prepper group and make some money on the side too as well. So it's definitely worth it. And don't forget our My Patriot Supply link, that's preparewithiridium.com, and our Jace medical site. If you need U.S. antibiotics prescribed to you from a doctor in the United States with the ability to call up those doctors and say, hey, I'm feeling sick to my stomach and, I don't feel good and my arm hurts, they'll be able to tell you which antibiotic to take and which one would help you. Anyway, folks, so thank you for joining me today and coming along for the ride. Stay safe and stay prepared.